Hey, Yetta, I'll be with you there in a minute. I'm just sending you a text message.
Okay, you could just talk to me.
Moving forward with the Dekker team. Moving forward together with the Dekker team.
We are humbled and honored that for over 35 years, we've been able to come alongside you, not only selling, buying, and investing in real estate over 3,117 times, but really 35 years of coming alongside you to build your fund, build your finances, build your faith, and even strengthen, heal, and flourish inside relationship. Okay, we're going to discover a few more ways that we might be able to develop deeper, more meaningful connection inside our modern, I'm going to call it a modern world, modern relationships.
Yeah, technology-based modern relationships. And that's what I was doing, actually. I was texting you to ask you if you wanted to go out on a date tonight.
Right. That's fascinating. And I think there are ways we can use the tool to foster deeper connection. So if you weren't sitting immediately next to me in the middle of recording a Life's Inside Track episode, you might throw out on social. It's becoming trendy to throw a message onto social and say, who wants to go to the movies tonight? Or who are the first 5 people that reply to this and we can go play some
board games.
But I was also
that's trending
thinking,
too. That's becoming trendy.
Too.
Yes.
Board games. And they were, I think, before COVID. And then COVID created a lapse in ability to do that stuff. So it's almost like we have to get creative. Maybe you, like me, lost some of your skill set of how to have people over for dinner, that it's easier now not to.
It is sometimes. It's easier. I think people are coming home, they're exhausted from either they're not happy with their work or it's draining or stressful. They're burnt out and they just want to veg in front of the TV.
Yeah.
Watch a movie.
And they're good, a lot of them.
Yeah. And then sometimes they even they have watch parties, which is the most ridiculous thing. All your friends sit down in front of their TV and watch the same movie, and that's a watch party. In separate
during
houses.
COVID, that was sometimes the only connection we could have.
See, that's what I'm saying. We're habitual. We're still doing that. They're still promoting that. No, come over and let's play a game, or let's have a potluck. You bring over some leftovers. We got some leftovers, and suddenly we got what's the word? A delectable smorgasbord of foods. It's awesome.
It really is. So it's get creative. We're asking you to challenge yourself to say, how can I be part of the solution?
Yeah, some of the friends we have still to this day remember we were at church and we said, let's have a progressive dinner. And I don't even remember if it was our idea or another couple's idea, but we were part of the progressive dinner.
Yeah.
And
Dinners,
yeah. But you could start with one, see how it goes, where you have the appetizer or the soup in one house, then everybody goes to the next house and you might have the salad. You go to the next house, you might have the main course, and maybe someone brings some of the main course so that person doesn't get stuck doing the main course for everybody. And then you go to someone else's for dessert, and maybe you talk and you laugh and you play some games. And it's just about human emotional connection.
Yeah.
And you can touch people.
Oh, you're allowed?
Appropriate touch. I'm like a touchy-feely person. I like to give a hug or a handshake or, and it's amazing the energy that is received and given with appropriate touch.
Right. And we're going to invite you to become part of the Dekker Team community, the family where we actually help you not only get the right ideal house for a lifestyle that deepens connection and bonds, if that's what you're looking for, but one that serves you also financially, because what we know, and I'm sure you've heard this way too many times out of my mouth and all over the place, is that 90% of those that are millionaires have real estate. So it's like we didn't make it up. We just fell into the industry of real estate. We didn't go looking for it. And yet,
it came looking for us.
It came looking for us. And yet what I've loved about it, and I've said from the beginning, it's relationship based. If somebody doesn't enjoy us or doesn't enjoy our company, they're not likely going to work with us. Like I just got a new client today. I got a call from a realtor in Toronto, and she said, "Can you help this couple, Yetta? Because they had a realtor. This couple's from out of town. The realtor's from out of town, and they had another realtor that they just didn't resonate with. They were feeling pushed. There wasn't a relationship, a foundation of trust." And so I did say to her, "How did you come to call me? Like, how do you know me out? Because I've never heard of you before." And she didn't say somebody from her office had introduced us to her. She said, well, her daughter, and she told me the name of the daughter, has met you a few times. And I said, what's her name? And I don't actually know her personally, but there was enough relationship and connection that she felt she wanted me to help her parents. And that's from another city, a different place. So just how we show up fosters relationship. And if it doesn't resonate, then that's not the right person for you.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Because there's somebody else's person.
Yes. And that's a great indication of connection. And it doesn't have to be long.
No.
People can make a connection quickly. Recently, one of our agents moved from Toronto to Ottawa, to the Glebe, actually. And she was saying she went back home because she was selling her apartment there. And
back to Toronto.
Went to Toronto. And in Toronto, she would walk the dog and she'd say hello to people and smile. And nobody smiled or said hello back. They're just head down. They're walking their dog. It was like they're in a hurry, whatever it is. I don't know. But it wasn't super friendly. Then she came back to the Glebe. And that's when she saw the stark contrast, because she was walking, people were smiling, she'd say hello, people would say hello back, they'd stop and talk about their dogs, and it was just human connection in real life.
Right. Which is wonderful. And you may say, but I don't know how to do it anymore. I've lost the habit. Because a lot of us have lost the habit. There's many times you've said, can we have people over time? It's like, maybe not. And yet I wouldn't have done that before. And so sometimes you just get to challenge yourself to break a habit that's gotten comfortable. Because if you're waiting for someone else to reach out, you're going to stay lonely longer. And you may never break the lonely cycle.
And you may not help somebody who's lonely if you don't reach out, because they may be lonely and slightly depressed. And so they're stuck in that zone, right? And it takes somebody to reach out. Somebody's got to be the leader. Someone has to be the organizer. And if not you, then who? Right. Who's going to organize a little social to get some people together? And it can be a couple people. It can be a large group. You could go a big hike. You can do it outside if you feel more comfortable.
And that's a great transition, isn't it? Like we have our Dekker Team family gatherings with our clients, which is the strawberries and strawberry picking and apple picking every year. And we've been doing that for decades. And we have found that since COVID, our smaller, intimate indoor events are not near as well attended as the outdoor activity type events. Maybe that's the activity, but I think it's also the proximity.
Sure.
Right?
So my challenge to you is reach out and touch someone today. And we're glad that you joined us on Life's Inside Track, because when we move forward together, we've got this.
Moving forward with the Dekker Team. Moving forward together with the Dekker Team.